All right, and hey, there
Hi,
you are.
Lina.
Good to
Yeah,
see you.
I was
Good to
receiving a
see you,
phone
man.
call.
It's awesome
Good
to
to see
see
you
you. So
too.
let me introduce you. You're on live. This is my cousin Fadi. Got
Yes,
your
hello
mask
everybody.
on. Proud of you. Awesome.
Yes, oh, we have to be
Tell
safe.
us. I'm just gonna let you speak. Tell us what's happening. What's from yesterday to today. Sort of give us a summary of what's been going on in
I don't know
Beirut.
if I can, do you think I can rotate the camera so I can show you a
Yeah.
bit around
Yeah.
me?
Yep. You sure
I'm
can.
going
Yep.
to just show you, this is a normal street with all the glass on the floor. What happened yesterday, well, I was in the suburbs of Beirut. I was lucky not to be in the area near to the blast, although it's a place where we usually go quite frequently. And suddenly the earth shook for a couple of seconds. I'm relating my experience here. And then a few seconds later, a blast came out. We thought it was the usual aircraft that was passing at the beginning, but then it was too strong for that. So as soon as we start watching the news on WhatsApp and going on the balconies and seeing the fumes,
Fadi, we lost you. Just yeah. There you are. We lost you for a second.
yeah, next to the port of Beirut, and yeah, everything else
Did you
is
see
what
it?
happened in
Did you
the
see it
news.
when it happened?
No,
When you
I didn't see it. Go ahead.
and yeah, there's a little. I'm sorry, we lost you for a second. So you heard it, and then were you worried there would be more bombs, or were you aware of
Um,
what was happening? Just a little more of
we
what you
knew
went through
something
your
was
mind.
wrong. Yeah, so the first thing was to call my friends. I'm going to show you one of the aftermath of the blast. As you can see just right here behind me, that's usually metal closing the store that is blown away. I don't know if you can hear, there's always cleaning glasses around me. All the glasses here are shattered. I'm carrying with me gloves, so we're going to distribute gloves for the people who are cleaning. That comes as a donation in general. This is a visual site
How
now.
far are you from the site? How far are you from the bomb site or the explosion site?
Exactly now, probably no more than a kilometer, which is less than a mile. Ah, this is my friend. Listen, now you can see the glass. Hey, how you doing? But we're just going on there. So what happened that day? The first thing that comes out on your mind is to call your friends and check on everything, everybody that you know usually hovers around the area where the blast is. And that was the first thing we did. And luckily, the people I knew were fine. And then until I heard that one of our cousins, mine and your cousin, were at the St. George Hospital, which is I'm showing behind you the usual scene. Right? That was there. She was injured. So my brother went down. He assisted in taking them away from that hospital. And the scenery he described was surreal. He told me he was in a hospital where everybody was injured. 2 nurses died there. It was horrific. It was very bad. I mean,
The
it's
hospital
something that,
itself was part of the blast, so the hospital itself
I mean,
got
you
affected.
could see, when I went down again with him to help, you could see that the hospital, no more glasses, no more roofs, no more nothing. It was open from one side to another. We're still on the way now towards closer to the blast, and the closer we get, the closer I'll be able to show you some visuals on the aftermath of that. What's amazing is how people are reacting today. I mean, I'm really happy by the solidarity of the Lebanese. They're doing a great job. People are coming, volunteers from everywhere. I got calls from down south, up north, offering their houses for the people who don't
What's the
have
main
a
priority
place to stay.
today? Today they're just clean up. They're just cleaning up right now. Is that the main thing? Where are the wounded going still? Is there places in the hospitals or?
Well, in Beirut, no. Outside of Beirut, yes. The main, I mean, anybody that has any basic, see, those are the trees, some trees broken out. These streets are already clean. As you can see, already here it's almost clean, which is today's work, which is amazing. And this morning it was totally different. If you hang on just a couple of minutes, the further we go, you'll hopefully, well, I hope not, but I mean, I hope it will be clean, but you will see more destruction. The first priority, anybody that has medical aid is more than welcome to join the medical team and provide his assistance. If not in a hospital, there's an area where we have placed groups that organize. basic, I mean, small injuries, not major injuries, they can treat them on the spot. That's one. Two, the elderly, we're trying to look places for them to stay in homes. People are offering their homes. That's the second priority. The third is the cleanup and the works. Because at the end, eventually, all this glass and all the buildings, they're old. One of the aftermath is that this afternoon, one building fell down by itself. It was hanging after the blast, but as soon as things, I mean, less than 24 hours later, it just fell down and injured some people. So this is where we're coming in as engineers. We're helping out in checking on buildings, checking on cleaning issues, and seeing if we can. Yeah.
And so where do you start with the cleanup? So first thing, get the glass out, but there's so much destruction. So give us a little idea, like where do you even start replacing glass at this point? Already a country, okay. The big picture in Lebanon is that it's already under strain. There's no food. And...
Let me just give you a picture, something you can relate to. We grew up in war. Usually when battles happen, the area of the battles were destroyed, but the other areas were somehow better off, right?
Yeah.
This was everywhere. I have never seen anything like that throughout my 20 years of war that I lived as a teenager. It's not something that you see every day. It's out of proportions, especially that it's not a war zone, right? So it's not some place where it's destroyed. People were actually living their normal lives. I don't want to get macabre here, but the death scenes were really, really, really horrific and heartbreaking. So, yeah. But where did you start? Every person started with his own house. This is how it happens. Every person is cleaning their own house, and volunteers are helping out in the middle.
Where are people who are misplaced going? To family members? Like there's 200 or 300,000 people who don't have homes, was what we're hearing.
Well, definitely first choice, and that covers 80% of it, is family members. That goes for sure. But there's still people who don't have places with family members, right? So then there are people donating their places and homes for them to stay. Whatever is necessary until they find. That's another business. As you can see, it's like a construction site almost that is destroyed. I don't know if you can see. This is total destruction from the inside. Trees have fell. You can see this tree over here is broken in the middle, somewhere around here. Whatever is left of it is on the street.
Wow.
All this, videos.
There's a lot of video we've seen. Yeah.
You know, we really don't know. I mean, I'd like to talk a bit about the causality. We really don't know what triggered this until now. And the worst part is that we don't trust our officials. So, you're stuck with somewhere where you don't know what happened, and you cannot trust what they will tell you because there's so much corruption. But it would be extremely, how would I put it? I'm trying to find a very heavy word as a responsibility to a point where it's really degrading, that it's due to delinquency and negligence and corruption, because it's, this guy lost his part of his car from things that would, and I've been walking now for almost more than a mile, right? So you can see destruction all over. People on the street, volunteers.
So are you worried about the ramifications of, so because you don't know the cause, and so is there a sense of also worry that what might happen in the next few days even?
We don't know. I cannot predict what will happen. You can see the blast. I don't know if you've been to Mark and Michel's place. I will pass next to it, and you'll see the blast again. That's a jewelry shop here.
This is his brothers. They have a restaurant down there.
That was a business.
Right.
Now this is 3 shops in a row, right? That was a business.
Wow.
That's another
This is
business.
blocks, multiple city blocks. You're walking fast.
Yeah. I've been walking for more than a mile now. Guys, بدكم كفوف؟ عايزين؟ Oh, great. ما هونيك عايزين حدا عايز؟ حدا بده كفوف؟
What's the spirit like?
Those are, by the way.
What is the spirit like? Are people
let me ask you a question.
Yep.
Ahmed, so into volunteers or volunteers? Okay, I'm not going to America, but to make sure. These guys are volunteers. See, they came to help and just by. شباب بدكم كفوف؟
He's asking them if they need gloves. He's just giving them gloves to help clean up.
وبس تخلصوا
These are all volunteers.
اعطيهم لحدا بيعوزهم. Okay.
How many people are out helping? Thousands or hundreds?
Yeah. I mean, everybody, everywhere. Everywhere.
Can you turn the camera so we can see what's on the other side? Is it possible?
Also, 1 second. On the other
Although we
side.
like your face.
That's what's happening. I don't know. Oh yeah. I got this. Yeah. No, now it's.
Look at that.
See?
Okay.
Volunteers. Those are volunteers. You can tell by their looks and by
Wow.
how they work. Guys, حدا بده كفوف للإزاز؟ حدا بده كفوف للإزاز؟ Sure. Eh? Yeah.
I'm impressed everybody has
Well,
masks on. Is it because of COVID or is it because of the
definitely
pollution?
COVID. Everybody's COVID conscious.
Thank you. And just, Fadi, remind the people, Lebanon had been open from COVID, but then closed just this week on top of all this.
Yes. We were actually, to be honest, we have a famous saying that some problems create other opportunities. Had it not been from COVID, the disaster would have been 10-fold worse. 10-fold easily.
Tell us why.
Because everybody were in their homes. We were doing workouts on Zoom. We were doing meetings on Zoom. Nobody, see, this is another business here, car accessories. So the first evening, what they did, they got people to sit and stand. This is neat. See how they gather the garbage. Now we have to provide trucks to carry these.
Is that all garbage down the road over there?
Yeah, this demolition garbage. Wow. If, not normal
Who's going to pick it up? Does the government come and pick it up then,
we're not going to wait for the government. We don't wait for the government over here. We take initiatives.
How are people going to eat? Food is an issue that's come up in the news because of the port.
Yes. No, it's not an issue. Till now, we had before COVID, and before this bombing, we had, see, they're closing the shops with wood. We had before COVID and before the bombing, we had an economic disaster where our pound was going crazy. We were going into a hyperinflation almost. So it was very, very, very bad. So we were worried a bit about the situation, but I guess now what we're doing is we're managing. I think we were best in crisis, I guess, sadly so. But we were the best of the Lebanese comes out in the most difficult times, and this is what brings us all together back again. You were asking, we will be afraid of something else or some other type of retaliation. I don't. As a hunch, we cannot predict the future, but as a hunch, I don't think there will be anything soon. I cannot predict. I mean, if it was an aggression, I'm not in the mind of the aggressor. And if it was guys بتعوزوا كفوف للإزاز and if it was an accident, I think that explosion cancelled every other type of explosion that could happen.
Right. Well, it's amazing how much cleaner it already looks. It's amazing to me because you're very close to the site.
You see how many people are walking around with the cleaning issues and cleaning items and red jackets. Every single association got people on the ground and volunteering. This is all for free, right? This guy is giving bottles of water, as you can see over there, just handing over bottles of water left and right. So
what do you see as the biggest area of need in terms of donations? Is it medicines and food, or housing, or glass, or?
I would go for medical, because 3 hospitals. I would go immediately for medical because 3 hospitals were devastated. Jaitewe, which is not far. In front of us, there is another one in Jemaize and St. George Hospital. That's 3 major hospitals that were in the blast. You know where the blast happened? Some technicalities. Where the blast happened, next to it, Ashrafi is an uphill. So the further the shockwave was going, the more uphill it was going, the more concentrated it got. So it kept, and all the buildings, we're almost there. Now we're next to the L, which is
the center of the area. This is, you're getting closer to the.
بحكيك عن خطبة أمريكا. إيه أنا بتلفن لك زي take care.
You're getting closer to the site.
Closer and closer. Now, as you can see, all those traffics are people working to be established. See, this is Caritas. and you can see a tent with donations for water for everybody, right? You can see how people are helping each other.
You don't see a
Everybody's
lot of
working.
soldiers, huh? You don't see a lot of, it's more civilians.
We cannot go where the soldiers are. We cannot go where the soldiers are because what is happening, they closed the area where the explosion happened, right? So they don't allow anybody to go over there.
Wow.
By not allowing anybody to go there because of investigation, they apparently in 5 days they're going to tell us what's the reason. So that's why. So we cannot go there. But this is really, now we're less than half a mile from the, or probably less than half a mile from the explosion. It's on my right. I'm impressed. I did not expect so many
I'm
people
impressed how
walking.
long you've been walking and
Yeah.
how massive this is.
Yeah, this is huge. A few miles ahead, we will have the. But this morning I walked here. There were more workers, less people trying to see and help and see what they can do. But most of them are residents of the area that came down or came back from the mountains to check what's happening.
Is there looting? Is there looting and theft happening, or not so much?
Everybody took precautions, right? If your store is on the streets, and see, this is a building that was totally damaged, as you can see here. This is direct site to the blast.
Wow.
And you can see the electric pole on the site. And we have to be careful because of the fact that things still may fall, right?
Right.
Everybody that has a store on the streets ended up by closing it or having somebody stay overnight. And that's why everybody's rushing to, you can see that's a petrol station here, right?
Right. Are they still pulling people out of the rubble?
They pulled this morning, late this morning, a few guys from a building up ahead that had this is, now we're getting closer and closer. See, those are the cars and everything there. I want to see if
This
people
area,
need gloves here.
just to put the perspective, Fadi, this area was so well, like
this
it was
is
really
nightlife.
nice and perfect.
This is nightlife. سوري انت مسؤول في عنده حدا بتعوز كفوف للازاز بتعوز كفوف لانه هول مش منيح للازاز شباب حدا بيعوز كفوف guys.
He's just asking them for gloves. He has a high quality glove. They're using no gloves, as you can see.
تخلصوا اعطون لحدا بيعوزون اوكي
This is incredible. So now we're very close to the site of the explosion. He's been walking though for half an hour already, a couple of miles towards the site, and we're not even at the main site yet, but getting closer, as you can see.
Very good.
This is my cousin Fadi, for those of you checking in. He lives there. He's very involved in the Lebanese politics. He's run for ministry, for a government office. And in fact, Fadi, tell us a little, if you have more time, we really appreciate this. You came from Canada a few years ago to Lebanon to help and to be back. And tell us a little about how you feel in all this. Do you wish you were, are you happy you're there? Do you wish you were out? Tell us a bit about your own feelings in this.
Well, it really depends on your character, right? So if you're the type that likes routine, you'd rather be off and where everything is stable. But if you're the type that likes adventure and changes and sudden changes, you're better off in the city of the country. So I don't know if I need to tell you what my type is, but this does not have to be done so drastically. I mean, I never thought it has to be so drastic. I mean, I like adventure, but this is way too much.
This
Any
is too
people
much.
can tell you, right? This is really heartbreaking.
One of the things we're hearing is because the port was hit, there's no ability to import food and grain. Is that a reality where people cannot eat now, plus the expense of the food and such?
Yes, it is quite difficult to, I mean, there's going to be a diversion. We have a second port. We have actually more ports than Beirut. It's true that Beirut one was the major one, but the one in Tripoli, according to the administrator of that port, can handle double the caliber it was supposed to handle, right? And they will divert all commerce over there, and they show support towards that. So, see, this is the Boy Scouts. Guys, بتكونوا كفوف؟ تعوزوا كفوف أكيد؟ Okay, يعطيكم العافية. Thank you.
It's amazing that you have such a good reception. It's just a little hazy here, but still we can see fairly well. So the satellites and such is still obviously.
What made the revolution in Lebanon 9 months ago is actually trying to put more money on the internet. So I'm getting really close to the radius of the explosion. As you can see, the amount of demolition here is huge. Those are
Does
restaurants we used
anybody
to
believe it
dine
was
in.
an accident?
I mean, there's a lot of speculation on anything. I cannot confirm any. I mean, I'm not an expert, and the science I know gives possibility to two options. Now, I'd have to wait on the guys that know far better than me to decide which is the right option. Sure. Oh my God! So that's why. Oh my God! This is one of our favorite restaurants.
This is homes. This is people used to live here. I mean,
yes.
Think about the number of people. Yeah. I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah. And what we're doing now is we gathered engineers. Now this is a house. I mean, one of the videos was shown from this house. These guys must have lived hell, right? You can see how the windows are totally open. If anybody was there, it was see now this window is about to fall over there. Those are things that we need to report very fast so that people come and repair them, because if
that building could fall. Right.
Yeah. You can see. Oh my God! Yeah.
How far are you now?
This is Friday night. Every weekday here used to be so alive, so
people
beautiful.
Hang out. This is like a area where hang out.
Yeah.
Fun.
I mean, we were lucky that there was COVID and there was shut down, because you usually here at least more than, I don't know. I would throw in 1,000, 2,000 person just here. Can you imagine 2,000? Look at that. Can you imagine 2,000 people under this?
No, it's unbelievable. Wow.
You see the balcony over here? This is dangerous.
Right. Yeah. What are all these lines, the electric lines? Is there electricity in Beirut anymore, or is it shut down?
Well, yeah, there is electricity. I mean, relatively. I mean, electricity
it
is
looks
a subject
bad,
that
man. It looks bad to our eyes. There's so many cords.
Can you see how much? And I've been not walking around. I've been walking in a straight line. Look at this building. The people that are living here, they need to buy new houses again.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there any hope of even fixing those, or is the building gone?
Yeah. I mean, engineering-wise, everything is possible. It's only about money, and it's only about
finance. How much help is coming in? You feel like the community is obviously, there's so much compassion. I feel it here in this community that I serve. People are giving generously. I mean, we are looking now for ways to send to the greatest areas of need. We have so many friends in Beirut. What, like as I know you want to go and do other things, and so appreciate your time here and showing us this, but how can we pray for you and help you as you see this? Like, is there kind of last words here as we come towards, I mean, I think clearly, this is overwhelming, but what do you want us to hear? Last couple of thoughts from your heart.
Last couple of thoughts. Yes. Lebanese are tough. They stand up strong. They like to see people standing strong next to them. Unfortunately, the downside of it is that we're governed by corrupt people, and any help that goes through them is going to go, we believe, into waste. So by personal initiatives and directly communicating with the people, Lebanese would appreciate the help, and they are very generous. Oh my God, this is the first time I'm here, right? They are very generous, and they would never forget their friends.
Wow.
That's it.
Tell us what you're seeing.
I cannot speak anymore. This used to be Audi. This used to be cars, Skoda and Audi, Kitene Audi. This is man, look at that.
You're so. I don't know if you see. Your mind can't even comprehend it.
Yeah, this is out of this world. Anyhow, we've been through war.
Fadi, we're praying for you, man. We're praying for you. We know this is a lot to take in.
I cannot,
no, you're good. I'm gonna let you go.
You see, before you go, you see the building over there? That's the building that had the explosion.
I have time. Listen, dude, I have time. I understand you got things to do. This is overwhelming, and so I want you to feel free to check out anytime you need to. But we tell us what you're seeing if you have a minute.
If you see the explosion where it happened, there was a white building next to it. That's what's left of it. This is a car showroom.
This is where the explosion happened?
This is exactly where it happened. Oh my God. This is crazy. No,
is the air, can you smell? Is this, I know you got a mask on for COVID, but how's the air quality right now?
Now it's clear because you have the wind from the sea, but all the nitrate smell, all this ammoniac smell, we used to have it a bit in the mountains. It stays in the mountains. Here we're fine from the smell. Oh, wow, this is out of this world. Anyhow.
Fadi, we love you, man. We love you. We thank you for taking this time with us. We will be praying for you. We are praying for you, and
Thank you.
can't wait to
I
see you in
mean,
person again.
there's so many people that need prayers here. Trust me, it's out of this world. Okay.
We can feel the emotion in your voice, man, and I just really want to thank you for your willingness and kindness to spend the time with us.
Thank you,
Love
Lina.
you, man.
Take care.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.